Caitlin Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA. It is the fault of the WNBA because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day. There was so much buzz online, she was trending on Twitter, all of the things, and the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event.
You won't believe the numbers. Caitlin Clark's golf debut had more viewers than some WNBA games. Yeah, you heard that right. A basketball player playing golf got more eyeballs than actual pro basketball.
Also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently #1 golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead. If they put her next to Caitlin for the entire event, that's just great. It's great for Nelly and it's great for everyone else she has done for women's sports and basketball. And to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It makes such a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. But here's the kicker. The WNBA didn't even bother to promote it. The LPGA saw what the WNBA missed, and now they're cashing in big time. Want to know how they pulled it off? Keep watching. Remember when Caitlin Clark was just dominating the basketball court? Well, now she's taking over golf too. It's crazy how fast things change. 1 minute she's draining threes, the next she's teeing off with the pros. Here's the wild part. Clark wasn't even supposed to be at this LPGA event. It wasn't planned, but when fans heard there was a chance she might play, they went absolutely nuts. They flooded the LPGA with messages, begging them to make it happen. And you know what? The LPGA listened. They saw a golden opportunity and jumped on it faster than Clark on a fast break. They didn't just invite her to play, they put the whole thing on TV. Smart move, right?
I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic, and those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season last season.
But it gets even better. They paired Clark with Nelly, the world's top golfer. Talk about a power duo. You won't believe what happened next. Clark had more fans watching her than some of the actual pro golfers. It's like she brought her entire basketball fan base to the golf course. People who probably never watched golf before were suddenly glued to their screens. But here's the kicker. How many fans do you think showed up to watch Caitlin Clark play golf in person? Brace yourself because this is insane. The crowd was massive. We're talking thousands of people. They followed Clark from hole to hole, creating a sea of fans that you'd normally only see at a major tournament. It was like a basketball game had spilled onto the golf course. Fans were cheering, cameras were flashing, and all eyes were on Clark. She might have been new to professional golf, but she owned that course like it was her home court. This wasn't just a golf event anymore. It was the Caitlin Clark show. And you know what? The LPGA hit a hole-in-one with this move. They took a chance on a basketball star and it paid off big time. They didn't just get golf fans watching, they tapped into a whole new audience.
Didn't want to put her on MVP ladders, didn't want to put her as Rookie of the Year until it was so evident that they had to. There was just so many things that it felt like it was always just a little bit of a push, like make sure you don't do too much. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much praise. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much. We don't want to give her too much praise. We don't want to tweet about her too much. We don't want to post about her too much. We don't want to give her too much media coverage. Let's just make sure that everyone else is also happy.
That's how you grow a sport, folk. Just when you thought Caitlin Clark couldn't get any bigger, the LPGA proved everyone wrong. But here's where things get weird. One league that should have been Clark's biggest cheerleader went totally silent. What gives? Let's talk about the WNBA for a second. You'd think they'd be all over Clark's golf appearance, right? I mean, she's their rising star, the talk of the town, but nope. While the LPGA was shouting Clark's name from the rooftops, the WNBA didn't make a peep. Not a single post, not even a good luck tweet. It's like they forgot she existed. Think about it. Clark brings in massive crowds for basketball. She's breaking records left and right. So why on earth would they ignore her big golf moment? It's not like she was playing badly. She was out there drawing thousands of fans, making golf look cool to a whole new audience. And the WNBA just sat there. You know what's even crazier? The fans noticed. They weren't happy about it either. Social media was buzzing with people calling out the WNBA. They were asking why the league wasn't supporting their star player. It's like the WNBA handed the LPGA a golden marketing opportunity on a silver platter.
If you look at the LPGA Twitter account, it is filled with Caitlin Clark things. Photos of her, a whole video of the fans cheering her, signing things, taking photos. What I thought was so interesting and what prompted me to even make this video because I got so upset about it was the fact that the WNBA posted nothing. Posted zero about Caitlin Clark golfing in this Pro-Am event. This was the perfect time for the WNBA to also be posting about this. And they said nothing.
Want to know the real kicker? The difference in how these two leagues treated Clark was night and day. The LPGA was posting non-stop about her. They had photos of Clark with fans, videos of her playing, even shots of her hanging out with other golfers. They made her feel like she belonged there. The WNBA? Radio silence. It's like they were pretending it wasn't happening. But here's the thing, this isn't just about one golf event. It's about how leagues treat their stars. The LPGA saw Clark's potential and ran with it. They paired her with top golfers like Nelly and Annika Sorenstam. Smart move, right? They knew Clark's star power could bring in new fans. Meanwhile, the WNBA seems scared to promote Clark too much. Some people think they were worried she'd overshadow other players. But look at what happened at the golf event. Clark brought attention to the whole sport, not just herself. That's how you grow a league. The WNBA missed a big chance here. They could have shown they support their players no matter what they're doing. Instead, they left Clark hanging. It's a lesson for all sports leagues out there. Your stars can shine in more than one place. Don't be afraid to let them. So Caitlin Clark's golf adventure wasn't just a fun little side gig. It was a master class in how to grow women's sports. The LPGA saw a chance and ran with it, while the WNBA, well, they dropped the ball. Big time. Here's the thing, sports leagues need to wake up and support their stars, even when they're playing a different game. It's not just about one sport anymore. It's about building a fan base that'll follow these athletes anywhere. Think about it. What if the WNBA had jumped on the Clark golf train? They could have brought a whole new crowd to basketball. It's like free advertising, but better. So, what do you think? Should sports leagues be all in on promoting their athletes across different games? Or should they stick to their lane? It's not just about Clark anymore. It's about how we grow women's sports as a whole. The ball's in your court now.